Lauren Conrad issued an apology to Kristin Cavallari and made amends. We've got all the details on Life and Style's Inside Scoop. The Hills alum reflected on calling Kristin a slut during an appearance on Kristin and Stephen Coletti's Back to the Beach podcast. Lauren said, "My biggest regret watching it was I called you a slut." She added, "I'm so sorry," and continued with, "I couldn't believe I did that because I think where I'm at now, I would never call another woman that." And it was, for me, like the most embarrassing moment. I was like, oh, gross. Kristin also spoke up about the feud and took accountability for saying some really dumb stuff. She said, "I look back, and that's my biggest thing," and continued with, "When I watch it now, I wasn't confident at all. I was actually so insecure." Kristin told Lauren, "I took it out, my insecurities, on you in a lot of ways. And so, I'm so sorry for that because I said some horrible things." One True Hill alum, Stephen, who was caught up in a love triangle with Lauren and Kristin, which sparked a feud in high school, said, "The thing with the show, the moments where some of those lines that we pop off, and whether we're trying to get a laugh from our friend, it's just all those insecurities. That's what they're looking for," he added, "and that's what they're gonna use." Stephen then issued an apology to Lauren for getting her caught up in his on and off relationship with Kristin by saying, "I'm sorry that you got thrown into our little hurricane of a relationship." But Lauren thinks it wasn't his fault and said, "I don't think this is you," and continued with, "I don't think you need to feel bad." Kristin also expressed that she would handle things differently with Lauren if she can go back in time by saying, "I probably would have directed a little bit more towards Stephen instead of you." Stephen then entered the chat and said, "You did. It just wasn't on camera." He shared that producers took advantage of the information that they had on him and Lauren's friendship and used it to portray a love triangle on the show. He said, "Obviously, stuff happened at certain times," and informed Kristin about his relationship with Lauren by saying, "But at no point ever, whenever we were together, would I step out on you in that way." And they really paint it like that's what I'm doing throughout the show, which I have a huge problem with. However, Stephen didn't compliment the series by saying, "The genius of the show's editing," in reference to the love triangle. "You have to hand it to them. They really crafted this storyline in a way that I think that's what made audiences really engaged." After all, the trio hashed out their feud and showed that friendships can be restored. Stay tuned to Life and Style for more celebrity feud updates.